Although boa constrictors are non-venomous, most people view them as the big kids on the block, if for no other reason than their size and intimidation factor. And while boa constrictors are ambush hunters and can take down large animals such as deer, pigs, and large cats, boas do have predators and threats of their very own, especially young boas who lack the defensive skills and overall size to combat enemies. In this material, we'll briefly discuss a few predators that can potentially get the best of a boa from time to time. From eagles to alligators, boa constrictors are at risk in the arena where survival of the fittest rules the day. Do humans play a role in this survival? You'll have to stick around and find out. Enjoy the video. We hope you find it enjoyable and informative. Let's begin with potential aerial assault. White-bellied sea eagles, wedge-tailed eagles, and hawks are just a few of the birds of prey that can wreak havoc on a boa constrictor. Young boas can easily be carried off by the large talons that raptors possess. As for large boas, I think we all know the story. That's a much tougher task for a raptor. While that's not to say that a bird of prey couldn't do a bit of damage, but yeah, this wouldn't be a winning battle in the end for the raptor, certainly not concluding with a meal. Once again, young boas, beware. Caimans and gators can feast on the youngsters, and unlike the outcome of a raptor versus an adult boa, this one could play out a bit differently, as a bite from a caiman or alligator could cause massive bleeding. Boas, both young and adult, are clearly at risk here on some level. However, on the good end of things for adult boas is their size and strength. Should the caiman or gator find itself in a bad spot, the predator could become the prey. Although a bit uncommon, history has shown that a boa constrictor can take down an alligator if confrontations are long and drawn out. For all of a gator's might, it is hard to compete with the strength of a full-grown boa constrictor. And here we go, us humans made the list. Let's explain why, as there are multiple factors involved, some likely more obvious than others. Let's first begin with the obvious. Boa constrictors are some scary snakes to most people. If you don't know the first thing about snakes and you take one look at a full-grown boa, your next move is to look for the nearest exit. And hey, let's be real, that's a large percentage of people. After all, boa constrictors can pose a threat to humans. The knee-jerk instinct of most people is to kill a snake, or at least attempt to scare it away. While we're obviously not speaking about boa constrictors as pets in this conversation, but should you ever find yourself face to face with one of these snakes, you might be singing a different tune, especially as we've noted, if you are uninformed. And here again, that is the majority of us. Humans pose a threat to boa constrictors because some folks in a geographical region where boa constrictors are found are farmers. Their first line of business is to protect their property, livestock, family pets, and their own human family. Here are some other issues that humans can take issue with that can put boa constrictors in danger. Let's start with size. Some boa constrictors can reach more than 13 feet long and 100 pounds. Is that visual scary enough to prompt you to kill a boa constrictor? It can happen, and you have to admit that's a whopper of a snake. Boas can live in varied habitats. This naturally opens them up to the possibility of crossing paths with humans. That increases the danger risk that humans can pose to them. While boa constrictors have somewhat of a simple diet, it is also a varied diet. Because they feast on birds, mammals, and reptiles, this once again can expose them to the human element. Piggybacking on the habitats and food sources, boa constrictors can thrive in urban and suburban locations. A snake of the people? That sounds cute, but that's not what most snakes are looking for. More people, more problems. Boa constrictors are also under threat by the human population because of what they can do to wildlife. In order to protect other members of the animal kingdom from harm, it's not uncommon for boas to be targeted. Once boa constrictors begin to pose a threat to an endemic wildlife population, the boas themselves can come under threat. Another human concern is the fact that boa constrictors grow and mature at a fast rate. An average litter is roughly 60 in number. If you reside in a region where boa constrictors roam, this can become a major issue in a very short period of time. Disease is also a reason why humans could wish to intervene. Boa constrictors often serve as host for disease-causing parasites. And finally, let's talk about money. The skin of a boa constrictor is worth big bucks. Fashion accessories such as belts, bags, and boots are quite popular. Boas are also hunted as a meal. in some circles of indigenous people. And on that note, that will conclude things for this video. Boa constrictor predators and threats. It's a bit more complex than meets the eye, and if you would like to know more about these complexities, we invite you to head on over to snakesforpets.com. There you will find a detailed article about this very subject matter. If you're currently watching us offsite and wish to get in on the information, please click the initial link in the description box below. We certainly appreciate you. And speaking of you, we thank you so much for watching and taking a few minutes out of your day to spend them with us. It is always appreciated. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we'll talk to you later.